get this out of the way. There we go. Okay, good morning, everybody here. Let's see, are we live? Yeah, we're live. Okay, good morning. It's Flow Together Wednesday, and I'm Nancy. And if you've been following along with the live shows, we've been working our way through the chakras as useful symbols to help us kind of navigate the inner landscape and have a more rich inner experience, because down at the base, everything is inner, because everything we perceive is processed within. But we don't have a lot of language to describe that journey. So that's why we've been using the chakras as kind of our point of reference. Today, our focus is on Sahasrara, which is the 7th chakra. It translates as 1,000-petaled. And it's a wonderful image of a 1,000-petaled lotus, and the very center is clear. And so while we're moving through our practice, I'd like you to kind of settle yourself into that clear, quiet center. You have access to all the petals around you, but you're hanging out right in the middle, where there's peace, where there's compassion, where there's joy, courage, all those resources that you look to for support, you look to draw from, this endless well. And so as we come into the morning and come into the mat, would you hold on to that image and kind of breathe into that image? Letting your experiences of the morning, maybe some dreams that are still holding on to you, let them be a petal. That petal over there, that petal over there. Maybe the breakfast you're looking forward to after this class, let that be a petal. And let's start to move a bit. We'll inhale the arms up, interlace the fingers, press the palms up to the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the hands behind the head, lean into the palms, but get a little bit of resistance with the hands. Tuck the chin in. Engaging some of the muscles of the neck. And let's start to move the spine. So let's press the chest forward, lean back into the hands, elbows stay wide. And as we exhale, rock back onto the tailbone, elbows come to get toward one another. Draw the navel in. Inhale to arch the spine. Exhale to curl. Tuck the chin in. Navel pulls all the way in at the end of that exhale. Last one. And our next inhale will come up to neutral. And as we exhale, we're going to turn to the right. Keep the hands where they are. Move the chest around, just using your musculature. And if it's available, we're going to reach back with the right hand. Keep the palm open to the right. Rising up out of the sit bones in this twist. And our next inhale, let's come back, tee out the right arm, flip the palm. As we exhale, we'll release the left hand down and come into a nice side bend. And press the right sit bone into the ground as we melt the left shoulder and reach long with the right finger. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands behind the head. Lean back into the palm. We'll exhale, twist to the left. Explore the difference here. Rising up out of the sit bones. And if it's available, we'll reach back with the left arm this time. Cactus it if reaching out is a little too much. Keep the palm open. Maybe look back at that thumb. You'll find one twist is a little more open than the other. Enjoy that difference. Recognize it. And on our exhale, we're going to come back to square, reach that arm out, flip the palm, melt the right hand to the ground, and take a side bend. Inhale to rise, both arms come up. Reach the fingertips toward the sky, stretch. Exhale, bring the fingertips around behind the hips. Tent the fingers, roll the shoulder heads back. Press into the fingers to lift the heart, lift the chin. Squeeze the shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades are acting like hands on the back behind the heart, pressing the chest forward and up. One more inhale here. As we exhale, let's interlace the fingers behind the spine. Squeeze, keep the shoulder blades squeezed together. We're going to lean forward over the feet. The hands can stay close to the sacrum, just pulling the palms toward one another, or we can start to reach knuckles up and overhead. Reach the tailbone for the ground. Our next inhale, we'll let the knuckles bring us on up and release the hands. Switch, oh, nope, not yet. And, yes, switch the orientation of the feet. Yep. Inhale the arms up, interlace the fingers. Let's get a new finger in front. So if you're used to having the right finger in front, let's go ahead and bring the left finger on top. It's going to feel really awkward if you're not used to switching. Press back into the head. Press back into the hands with the head. Keep the chin tucked. Just a gentle tuck. So no wrinkles on the back of the neck. As we inhale, let's lift the heart, lift the chin. As we exhale, move through the core as we curl. Elbows come together toward one another, and you feel the separation between the shoulder blades. Lovely. Stretching through the trapezius. Tuck the chin. Last one. And we'll come on up to neutral. And again, we will twist on over to the right. We'll rise up out of the sit bone, moving the chest around, and then reach out with the right hand. Look out over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center, flip the right palm, release the left hand, come into a side bend. You might notice a little difference of the twists and the side bends and the folds with the feet in a different orientation. Inhale to rise. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Remember, keep that new finger in front. And exhale over to the left. Establish a twist before racing ahead to reach the arm back. Once you got it, then we can reach it back. Then we can start to look back. And our next exhale, come on back, flip the left palm, set the right hand on the ground, bend the right elbow in toward the body. Maybe the elbow comes to the ground, but make sure that the left sit bone stays rooted. The idea behind Sahasrara is it's an integration of all the chakras. The imbalance of Sahasrara is twofold. One, you could feel isolated and not connected at all to anything kind of spiritual or subtle. On the other end, it's kind of a hyper-spiritualization. Let's inhale the rise. Press the palms up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands behind the hips, tent the fingers, roll the shoulder heads back, lift the heart. Breathe through the front body. And that hyper-spiritualization, sometimes, especially if you're really into yoga, you might go through little phases of it where you might be able to sit in meditation for 5 hours, but doing the laundry is a real chore, like distractingly so. All right, we're going to lean the heart forward, interlace the fingers behind, new finger in front. Lean the heart forward, release the head when the heart doesn't go further. And then the hands can come up overhead if that's available. Otherwise, you can keep it low to the sacrum. Just keep pulling the palms together and keep pulling the knuckles away from the body. We're trying to keep a little bit of space to the chest while we're here. And let's pull up through the knuckles. Inhale. Release the hands. Give them a little shake. We're going to set the legs out nice and wide. Give them a little shake too. Let's inhale our arms nice to a nice little T. We're going to do a little scissor, little seated windmill. As we exhale, we're going to go reach over to the right foot. We're going to inhale back, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, lean the heart forward into our twist. Look down at the knee. Inhale. Exhale. Left hand reaches the outside of the foot. Right hand reaches behind. Crossing the midline. That place at the center of the lotus is a place of also of gratitude, of just being so thankful that us as spiritual beings get to have this material experience with all of its petals, all of its kaleidoscopic facets. And let's come on up. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, sit up nice and tall. Let the knees sink into the ground. We can use our fingers to kind of open the book of the feet, but we're not going to push down on our thighs. We're just using the muscles. Draw the navel up and in. Bring the chin in. Okay, release the feet, cross over the ankles. We'll roll forward into our tabletop. Let's find a nice comfy tabletop here. Span out the fingers so we're not jamming into the lower part of the palm. Let's inhale, reach back with the right leg. Find our balance and reach forward with the left hand. Gaze is at the top of the mat. Keep the wrinkles out of the back of the neck. As we exhale, we're going to hug the knee in. Actually hug it. Let's give a little hug. Curl the spine. Inhale to get long. Exhale, curl in. Chin, forehead comes toward the knee. We're pulling it in. And inhale long. Exhale to come in. And we're changing it up here. Inhale long. Exhale, bend that foot. Go ahead and grab it. Kick in. Drop the belly. Exhale, bring it all the way into our cat. Three-legged cat. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, get the foot. Look up. Kick into the hand for the inhale. Exhale, bring it all the way in. Last one, inhale, extend. Exhale, get the foot. Inhale, kick into the foot. Drop the belly. Exhale, curl. And extend it out. Lower the hand. Flex the back foot. Press back into the heel. And we'll just come up into a little modified down dog. keeping the left knee bent. We're reaching the right heel into the ground. Press the hips up and back. And exhale on down. Let's take a cat-cow just to kind of reset everything. Find what movement works for you. And come back to neutral. We will inhale the left leg up. Find the balance. Spiral the thigh toward the ground, the top of the thigh toward the ground. And reach out. As we exhale, we're going to hug the knee in. Curl the spine. Bring the forehead toward the knee. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, reach it out. Strong exhales. Okay, we're adding on. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bend that left foot. Get it with the hand. On the inhale, kick in. Exhale, curl it all the way in. Inhale, extension. Exhale, get the foot. Prepare. Inhale. Stretch the belly. Exhale, curl the belly in. Inhale out. Exhale, lift the gaze. Find the foot. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, extend out. We'll set the right hand on the ground. Flex the left foot. Set the toes on the ground. Press back into the left heel. Right knee close to the rib cage. Hollow out the armpits. This time, let's step the right foot back next to the left foot, and we'll roll it on out to plank. Find a nice strong plank. Exhale, send the hips up and back. We're not shifting our feet or hands between plank and down dog. Plank to down dog is the perfect distance for down dog. One more inhale. And exhale, let's come all the way down to the ground. We're going to reach out with the right hand, reach back with the left toes. And we're going to bend the left leg, get it with the left hand. Pull the heel in toward the glute. Draw the knee down toward the bottom of the mat. Like you're lengthening your thigh muscle. Okay, let's take hold of that foot, the top of the foot, kick in, and we lift. Okay. Reach long with the right toes. Maybe the right hand can float. Maybe the right toes can float, but they're reaching out more than they're reaching up. And sink it on down. Release, we'll switch sides. So reach long, get a nice big stretch. And then bend the right leg, reach back and get the right foot. Okay. Pull the heel in close to the bum and press the knee down to the bottom of the mat. All right, get a grip onto the top of the foot. So as you kick in, you lift the heart. And reaching back so strongly with the toes, they start to float. Reach forward so far with the left hand, it floats too. And release. Reach long like a superhero. And stretch. Interlace the fingers at the small of the back. Let's keep the feet hip width apart, if not closer together. Let's roll the shoulders away from the ground, interlacing the fingers. And the fingers reach back for the heel. Breathe into the mat. And exhale, turn a cheek to the mat. Big belly breath, feel it rebound into the back. Lift the feet, reverse the windshield wipers. Turn the other cheek to the mat. Let's bring hands underneath or fingernails underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders away from the ground. Tuck the toes. Press up through the knees or straight into plank and down dog. Finish your exhale. We're going to hop with our feet. Yeah, we're going to hop to the top of the mat. Turn the knees out. Let's bring the heels together and we will tent the fingers on the ground. Blocks under the fingers are fine too. So the heels are resting together, knees wide, and we're going to lift our heart. As we exhale, we're going to lift the hips. You could stay up on the toes. You could sink the heels if you'd like. Come on down. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, come down. Like a little frog. Sahasrara is this 1,000-petal lotus, but a lotus has its root in the murk and the mud and the darkness of the pond. Stem rising up through the waters. Bursts into glory at the surface. Okay, next time we come down, let's see if we can find our balance on our toes. So find a space on a little spot on the floor ahead of you so that you can come into stillness. Maybe we reach the arms out. Maybe we reach the arms up. Fingertips touch. And come down. Let's as we straighten the legs, let's pivot the heels so the feet end up under the hips and we take a nice, lovely fold. Relax the head, sway the chin from side to side. So bend the knees, soften the knees, draw the navel in, stack the spine bit by bit from the core, shoulders and head last piece to come up. Lovely. So Sahasrara is a place of, the crown chakra is a place of gratitude, as I mentioned before. The idea that we come into a place where we're just so thankful for the very breath that we're breathing right now. So let's go ahead and do a sun salutation, which is always about gratitude. Settle our palms, settle our thumbs in the heart center. Come back to the middle of our lotus. And let's inhale. Sweep the arms up. Press the hips forward. Exhale, lead with the heart. Inhale, flat back, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to the right leg. With the right leg, set down on the right knee. Let's rise up. Let's hook the thumbs and rise up. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. I know usually we just do the 1 breath. We're going to stay. Draw the navel away from the thigh. Maybe pull the hands a bit behind the head. Our next exhale, the hands come down to either side of the foot. We step it back to down dog. Rise up on the toes, roll the spine out into plank on an inhale. Exhale, let's come down to chaturanga or knees chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog. You can keep the thighs and knees on the ground for Cobra if that feels better. Hips on the ground. Exhale back to down dog. Finish the exhale, step forward with the right foot. Lower down the back knee. Inhale, hook the thumbs, rise up, pull the arms behind the ears. Pull the navel away from the right thigh and breathe. Follow your next exhale. Hands come down to the ground. Step it forward, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, melt in. Reverse the swan dive. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Stay. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to dive. Inhale. Flat back. Exhale. Hold. Step it back with the left foot. Lower down to the left knee. Inhale to lift up. Sink the hips forward and down. Next exhale. Hands come to the ground. We step it back to down. Up on the toes. Roll the spine out on an inhale. Exhale, your chaturanga. Inhale, your up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Finish the exhale, step forward with the left foot. Rest on the right knee. Hook the thumbs. Maybe switch which thumb is in front. Settle into your lunge. Anjali-asana. And next exhale, reach forward and down. Tuck the back toes, step it forward. Finish your exhale here in the foam. Inhale, press into the shins of the floor to get long to the spine. Exhale now. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, draw down to the center line. Lovely. Move to our standing poses. Let's inhale to rise. Press the hips forward. Get a little back bend here. Exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, plant the hands. This time we're going to step or hop it back to chaturanga. Land with slightly bent elbows as kind of shock absorbers and lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. On the next inhale, we're going to reach up with the right leg, stack the hips, bend the knee. Let the weight of the foot open that hip. And we're going to keep it there. And we're going to take a little walk with our hands back to the foot, back to the left foot. Keep the right knee lifted. And walk it back out to three-legged dog. Take a little stroll with our hands back to the left foot. Hang heavy. And walk it back out. Last one. Little walk. Keep that right knee reaching for the sky. And back on out. And this time we're bringing that knee into the chest with us. And we'll step it forward. Stay up on the back heel. Coming into a high lunge, crescent lunge. Let's rise. Let's set the hips. Make sure they're nice and square. Reach on up, fan out the fingers, open the heart. So draw the shoulder blades behind the heart. Sink the hips, particularly that left hip. Roll that one forward. Pull the right one gently back. Just a little nudge. And we're going to pull on into the midline. So let's go ahead and make eagle arms. So we're going to take the right arm over the left. We're going to drop the shoulders down. Lift the elbows up. Maybe lean back. Let's keep those shoulders pulling down even as we move in the opposite direction with the elbows. Okay, next inhale, we're going to straighten both legs, open both arms, pivot the back foot so we come right into warrior two. Let's flip that right hand, reach it up into exalted warrior. Check in with the right knee, make sure that it's tracking over the right ankle. Let's inhale to rise up, straighten the front leg, come into our triangle. Both legs nice and straight. Look down at that front leg, make sure the shoulders are stacked. Maybe we can even bring the right hand behind the right foot on the outside. And left hand onto the left hip. Look down at the right toes. We're going to go hop, 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 and come on up into our half moon pose. Option to stay looking at the ground. Option to reach up with the right arm, left arm. Option to look up at the right hand. On the next exhale, we're going to rotate the left arm to the ground, pivot the hips so they're square to the ground. So drop that left hip. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Blocks are great here. Exhale, bend both knees. Nose comes to the knees. Inhale to extend out. Exhale to coil in. Inhale, reaching it out. Exhale, curling it in. Okay, this time we're going to bring that left knee to the outside of the right ankle and come right on down into our seated twist. So both sit bones are on the ground. We're going to hug the right knee in. Sit up nice and tall. Start to turn into the right. Once the chest gets there, we're going to roll open this right shoulder. Bring the fingertips to the, I think I'm losing my my headphones. I hope you can still hear me. Breathe into the thigh. And release to look toward the front of the mat. We're going to bring the weight onto that right foot again. Come back up into our airplane variation. And now we're going to lift the left hip, stack the hips, bend the heel toward the glute. Get the right hand under the right shoulder. And maybe we can reach back and get that left foot. In our shepherd's crook or sugar cane, spiral the heart toward the sky. Hug the right hip in. Okay, release the foot, get nice and long, and a half moon bend into the right leg. Lower ourselves so gracefully into a side angle. And on the inhale, we'll rise up. We're going to turn both toes in toward, yes, I'm doing this on purpose. Turn both toes in, heels out. We're going to come into a forward fold. So I'll turn around. As we exhale, let's lead with the heart. Release the hands to the ground. We're going to keep lowering the heart and walking the hands forward. Sink the weight into the outer blades of the feet. Hollow out the armpits. Try to keep the hips in line with the heels. We're not going to move forward in this one. It's not exactly a down dog. Melt the forehead toward the ground. Keep the upper body nice and long. And an inhale, we'll lift up, get the shoulders or the hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale to rise all the way up. Turn the right toes out to the front of the mat, and we're going to windmill our way down and take a vinyasa. Exhaling on the push-up, inhaling on the back bend, exhaling into our dog. So we're going to inhale the left leg up this time and stack the hips. Bend the knee, reach the knee up for the sky. And then we'll take our little walk to the right foot this time. Keep the knee reaching up, keep the hip opening. The weight of the left foot is helping to open that hip. Let's walk back to the right foot. Snuggle the right hip in as we do. That's where our stability is. Come back to our three-legged dog. And last time, we'll climb on up. Once we get up, take a breath here. And as we come forward, once our hands make it to the down dog place, let's bring the knee into the chest. Take an extra breath or two here in a modified three-legged plank. And on our next exhale, we'll step it forward. Stay up on that back heel, and we'll rise up into our crescent lunge. Find your balance here. Find the hips nice and square. Let's reach out with the arms on an inhale, and as we exhale, right goes over left. We find our eagle arms. Press the elbows and shoulders down first. Keep pressing the shoulders down as we lift the elbows. If it's available, start to lean back. Keeping the shoulders pressing down. Feel the engagement in the trapezius that connect the shoulder heads to the neck. And next inhale, we unravel the arms, straighten both legs as we pivot on the back foot, so it points out to the side, and we slide into our warrior two. Adjust your stance. Make sure the hips stay over the shoulders, or shoulders stay over the hips. Sink into your strong warrior. Flip the left hand, reach it up. Walk down the back leg with the right hand. Get the yumminess in the left side body. Now we're going to keep a lot of that length as we straighten the front leg. Keep this length on the left side body as we reach out over the left leg and come into our triangle. And you roll this left shoulder open so we start to move the heart toward the sky. Check in, make sure we're squared up over the extended leg. Maybe we set the hand behind on the outside of the foot. Just kind of nudge the hips to the right. Nudge the pelvis that way. Exhale the right hand to the right hip. Look down. Shift the weight into the right foot. And we flow down up into our half moon. If it's available, we reach up. If it's available, we look up. We'll look straight ahead. Hug the left hip under you. That's your support. Careful with hyperextending on the left leg too. You might want to take a little micro bend. Our next exhale, the right hand comes down. We turn the right hip so it levels out the sacrum. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bend both knees in. Nose comes to the knees. Inhale, long spine, long legs. Exhale, curl. Pull the navel in with that exhale. Okay, on this exhale, the right knee is going to come behind the left heel, and we are going to sit down into our twist. Hug the left knee close to the heart, sit up nice and tall. Start to turn to the left. Breathe into the thigh. Let that compression start to move the organs around. Massage through the internal organs. Let's bring the left fingertips to the ground so we press the spine tall. And exhale back to the facing front. We're going to shift the weight forward, step into that left foot so the right foot flies free. And we're coming into our half moon from below. So now from here, we're going to lift the right hip, start to come up into our half moon, bend the right leg, get the foot, come into our sugar cane if that feels good. Notice the difference between sides. One side might be easier to access than the other. One side might be more stable than the other. Appreciate that physical intelligence. All right, let's come into our standard half moon. Bend into the left knee and float back down into warrior two. Oh, no, into side angle. Reach overhead with the right arm. Get long from the outer right foot out to the right fingertips. And we'll inhale on up. We're going to turn the toes in. Hands to hips. Let's press them forward. Pull the elbows back. Exhale, dive forward until the hands come under the shoulders. Take a nice breath, big breath here. It's lengthening the spine. As we exhale, we're going to come into a fold. You have the option to go into a headstand. If you have a headstand practice and your head is coming to the ground, you have the option to interlace the fingers, elbows on the ground, crown of the head on the ground. And we're going to lean into the crown. And maybe, I haven't done this in a long time, float the legs. Otherwise, stay in your fold. Okay, those who are up in headstand, let's slowly widen the legs. Bring the toes to the ground. Come to your fold. We're all in our forward fold. Let's walk the hands forward as far as we can. Melt the heart between the legs. Next inhale, we'll come up to halfway. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale to rise all the way up. Turn the left toes out. Warrior two, one breath. And exhale, windmill it down. Send the left foot back to meet the right. And take a vinyasa. And then we'll bring the knees to the edges of the mat. The toes come together. Sit bones to heels. Melt the heart into the middle. If you'd like, you can bring palms together. Settle the thumbs on the bottom of the neck, that little bone there that connects the cervical spine to the thoracic. If you are in the prayer position here, walk your elbows as far away as you can without lifting the sit bone. Fill up the space between your thighs with breath. Now, I use the word joy to differentiate it from happy. If you were here last week, we talked about dualisms, and happy always has sad connected to it. Yes, joy or bliss. Bliss would be a good one. It's that settling into the center, so that even when the quote unquote negative emotions or negative circumstances assault you, you're in a place of wisdom, of calm, of compassion, of bravery, and so that you can respond to circumstance from a place of peace rather than fear, from compassion rather than alienation. Okay, let's release the hands. We're going to come up a bit. We are going to come into our headstand. We're going to do a tripod headstand. So those of you who are headstand, those of you who are still working on headstand, you can come up next to a wall if that helps the courage. But let's start with teddy bear. Let's everybody start with teddy bear. So first, what we want to do is we want to bring our knees in together. Take a small little balasana, a little child's pose, arms alongside the body. Melt the shoulders to the ground. The forehead is pressing toward the earth. So let's kind of scoot the forehead in so we're looking at our knees. Chin is tucked. We're going to hold on to our ankles or our heels and lift the hips into a rabbit pose. Okay, what this does is we lift the hips, we get this nice pull through the trapezius, and we also move the weight onto the crown of the head. So just kind of, for those of you who are still working on headstand, this is a nice intro to the pressure on your head. And let's exhale the hips down. Okay, for tripod, we want to make sure to get our shoulders or our arms at this nice 90-degree angle happening. We don't want to be too close. We don't want that acute angle. We don't want an obtuse angle. We want that 90 degrees. Yeah, go back to math. Yes, we are. All right, fan out the fingers. Let's lift the hips, tuck the toes. Okay, check in again with the arms. Are they 90 degrees? Let's pull the shoulders away from the ground. Okay, let's make sure we're sitting on the crown of the head. I want to make sure I'm at the top of my mat. And then lift the hips. This might be enough for you. Again, we want to pull the shoulders away from the ground. We want space in the neck. We don't want to collapse the body into the head. Then we can walk the feet forward. Once we get the hips over the shoulders, this actually feels a lot better. I find that being out here actually feels heavier on my head because we're not aligned. Okay, knee to one elbow. Knee to the other elbow and hug the feet together. Okay, my friends who want to come up into headstand, please do not kick into headstand. Find the power in your core. You've got it. Hug the heels in close to the bum and lift it up. Breathe here. When you're ready to come up, you can simply step one foot down and the other foot. We'll meet in child's pose. My friends who are pretty comfortable here, maybe you can make the transition into chaturanga. Timber. Inhale the up dog. Exhale the down dog. And we all meet in child. Let's go ahead and thread the hand. Bring the knees wide. Thread the hands through the knees. Settle onto one cheek. Yes, turn the other cheek. And as you're ready, let's release the arms. And we'll cross the ankles, roll on back. Release legs, give them a little shake. And sit up nice and tall. Let's curl the navel in. We'll roll ourselves down into our backs. Bring the knees into the chest. Massage out the sacrum, however you want to move it. Okay, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Right knee goes wide. We're in our supine pigeon pose. So we can either take hold, we can reach through the little triangle we've made and take hold of the back of the thigh, or take hold of the shin. Relax the shoulders back down, tuck the chin. Lean the right knee toward the bottom of the mat. Keep the right foot flexed and preserve the integrity of the ankle. Relax the face. Get heavy through the tailbone. And release. Let's cross that knee all the way over. Stack both knees. Take hold of each knee in the opposite hand and pull them in slightly opposite directions. Level out the hips and then pull them into the chest. Again, get heavy through the tailbone. Pull the tailbone strongly back down toward the ground, trying to flatten out the sacrum, even though it won't because we're pulling the knees into the chest. Have that opposition to create the sensation deep into the glutes. Relax the shoulders. Slide the back of the head toward the top of the mat as we nestle in the chin. Oh, I think I've completely lost my things. Keep breathing here. Okay, did I lose my... Okay, a tiny bit of battery power left. I'm going to go ahead and switch to, if I can.